you don't have to comment on this, but I have heard that Anime News Network has a little bit of a reputation for stealing content from people. I don't know if you've heard that.
I actually haven't. So I'll have to look into that.
I'm definitely going to find out if that has happened.
I found something really weird one time, and I have no idea what this was all about. And it wasn't about stealing content from other people necessarily. It was in the middle of a live stream one time. I think it was back in February even. We were like talking about ANN, and it seemed like there was an article that they kind of like copy pasted from themselves. It was weird. I'm just going to say allegedly this happened because it's been a few months. Sure. But there was some weird stuff with that.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking into if Anime News Network has ever happened to maybe run afoul of copyright. I think that'd be very interesting if they maybe plagiarize someone else's article or video or something like that.
That would be indeed.
That's what I've heard. I can't verify it yet. But so here's how DMCA works. You and I have talked about this. Oh, I guess we should say this. We should say my theory, one of my theories, I think purpose is certainly they know that a copyright strike against a YouTuber could mean up to 90 days of reducing their income, especially if any of that comes from live streams. Mm-hmm. So they're going after you. The only way that these types of people know how to go after you, they go after your money right away. The first course of action. Anime News Network has not come out and said anything negative about any of us. But the first thing, first thing they do, they go right to your wallet and they say, "Ha, he can't speak." And they know a way to do it, which is bogus and garbage. And they know what they're doing. So that's part of the motivation. The other part of the motivation I see, and we discussed this a little bit, is that I think they were trying to dox you.
Yeah.
They've recently.
That's a theory I can somewhat get behind for sure.
Yeah, they've recently come out in support of Mars Girl very specifically, and of course they would. That's no surprise. Mars Girl was talking about her friends, in this community, and I believe was talking with Anime News Network people as they were writing their hit piece against Vic initially. So ANN is obviously on Mars Girl's side, opposed to Vic. And so I think they were trying to dox you as one of Mars Girl's potential targets. Mm-hmm. So if you guys don't know how this works, when you get a DMCA takedown claim, YouTube takes it down and they give you a copyright strike right away, out the gate. It's a broken, bad system. There's no review process. They just go after it. That copyright strike means you cannot live stream until the strike is resolved, either 90 days or you beat it on an appeal. So what happens, though, is to send a counter notification. To send a counter notification, you have to insert either your own information or your agent or attorney's information who's submitting on your behalf. So the calculation is that if they strike Hirohei's channel, he can dispute it. And even if they plan to fully release the dispute, they've got now Hirohei's name, address, phone number, email address. Now they can just go ahead and send that to Mars Girl. He's been fully doxxed. That leaks out. And then his information is either in the giant, massive hands orbiting Mars Girl, or it is leaked out to the internet. Either way.
Yeah, man, it's a very underhanded way of getting someone's information like that.
Yep, it really is. It really is. But the fortunate thing, of course, is that you happen to know an attorney, and you happen to know an attorney who is happy to go ahead and respond on your behalf, and that is me. And so I am representing Hirohei in this counter notification action. We have sent a counter notification to Anime News Network, and since I was doing it professionally and not on behalf of myself, there's no profanity or insults in there. If it was from me, it would probably be a little bit different.
Very professional message.
Yes.
Very professional.
But no, we crafted a very professional message. We've sent them the notice that this is fair use. It's clearly fair use. And let me go ahead and append that message a little bit, because we found out you're limited on space to respond.
Yeah, they really don't give you a lot of space with that.
They don't. They don't. But let me append that message a little bit. Lens versus Universal Music Corporation. Lens versus Universal Music Corporation. A 2015 decision in the Ninth Circuit, which really matters. It was actually involving a YouTube video specifically, just so you're aware of this, Anime News Network, if you happen to see this. Lens versus Universal Music Company. 2015 decision, where the court found that the Universal Music did not do a proper, good faith, fair use analysis before submitting their takedown request. And they not only had to pay actual damages to the person who they did the false DMCA on, they had to pay their attorney's fees. So, Anime News Network, I would highly suggest that you go ahead and retract the copyright claim. Because if you don't, Hirohei earns significant income from live streams. That income is actual damages. Not to mention any other damages like reputational damages, because you would technically be defaming him in saying that that he is doing copyright strike as a journalist, that he is unable to follow basic copyright principles. We could probably work a defamation per se claim in there. All of this stuff. And you would be liable for attorney's fees if we could just prove a 51% chance that you didn't do a proper fair use analysis in good faith prior to sending that strike. I don't think anybody in this case wants litigation. Way too expensive. It's not worth it for you. I'm talking to Anime News Network.
I got you.
You know it's not worth it for you to do that. So please just go ahead and remove the strike. You've got my information. You don't have Hirohei's. You're not going to get it. I'm representing him, and you'll have to deal with me. And you don't want to do that, because just talking to me will cost you more than anything you'd want, because I'm just a codgy old pile of trash. I'm mean and nasty and standoffish, and I will happily, stubbornly represent my client to the fullest. So I would suggest it's in everybody's best interest if you release a copyright claim, because you know this is fair use, and you're potentially on the hook for attorney's fees. And my fees, I don't typically practice in copyright, but I can tell you, to represent Hirohei, my fees would be off the charts high, because I would have to do all sorts of research to reasonably catch up and polish up on the DMCA. So that's a silly thing to do, to be involved here. We could resolve this amicably. Just remove the strike. Just remove the strike. That's the proper way to deal with this. We have the law on our side. It's in the Ninth Circuit. It was against YouTube. It's definitely relevant, and it's from 2015. Hasn't been overturned. Hasn't been superseded by anything. And if I know you're Canadian, but trust me on this one. Talk to one of your Canadian paralegals that are on your side or whatever. This would not be in your best interest. Not at all. So